Hello and welcome to Secrets of Organ Playing podcast. We are your hosts, Vidas
and Oosten.
We've been mastering secrets of organ playing for more than 20 years and sharing them on this blog since 2011.
On this show, which we create from our home in Vilnius, Lithuania, we strive to help you grow in every area of organ playing, including practice, technique, repertoire, sight reading, hymn playing, improvisation, composition, music theory, harmony, and many others.
Our hope is to help you become a complete musician, or what we call as total organist, a program which we have created to help you reach your dreams faster than you would do on your own.
If you are new here, we invite you to subscribe to receive free updates of this blog at organduo.lt. By subscribing, you will also receive free video how to master any organ composition and 10-day organ playing mini course.
And now let's go to the podcast for today. Hi guys, this is Vidas.
And Usha.
Let's start episode 277 of Secrets of Organ Playing podcast. This question was sent by Rob. He writes, Dear Vidas, in this mail I'll provide the answers to your questions. That is the least I can do for the wonderful work that you and your wife do. 1. What is your dream for your organ playing? My dream of organ playing is to completely free, sit down at the organ console and play and improvise whatever I want. My inspiration comes from people like Pierre Cochereau, Langlais, Marcel Dupre, Ben van Oosten, Sophie-Veronique Cauchefer-Choplin, and others. Number 2. What are 3 most important things that are holding you back from realizing your dream? 1. Lack of technique. That means the idea that I'm not advanced enough to take on any organ piece. 2. The false notion that certain pieces are too difficult. And 3. Finding enough time to develop my skills. In a separate email, I'd like to share some feedback with you and tell you a little bit about myself, if that is okay. Kind regards, Rob. So, of course, it is okay. Please write us more detailed feedback, right, Osha?
Yes.
What did you notice about his dream, Osha, first of all?
Well, he mentioned so many wonderful French, composers and organists, and I suddenly remembered that, funny test that we done a few years ago, remember?
Uh-huh.
We took a test just for fun to find out which, French organist we resemble.
On Facebook?
On Facebook, yes, and it was funny because both of, what Rob mentions here were on his list, and Vidas was, guess who?
Pierre Cochereau, maybe?
That's right. And do you remember what I was?
Marcel Dupre?
Yes, that's right.
You were Marcel Dupre. I don't know why. But it was funny. Yeah, these people were great improvisers, and some of them still are. And they are like sun behind the horizon, never the goal or the dream can't be reached, right? Who can successfully say that I'm like Pierre Cochereau or I'm like Marcel Dupre today, right?
Nobody.
Right, because there was already one Pierre Cochereau and Marcel Dupre too. There is actually no point in being number 2 Marcel Dupre.
But each of us is unique.
Exactly.
And we need to be proud of it.
So Rob should be proud of being himself. Of course, he could take inspiration from these people.
That's right.
in general ideas like freedom of expression, of creativity that these masters did. But Rob's path is different, and our path with OSHA is different too. My path from OSHA's is different, and OSHA's is different too, and we have to own it, our differences, and actually. Some of these differences can become our guiding points, right? Like uniqueness, and we can differentiate ourselves in the world.
That's right. And now talking about his 3 things that he writes, that he needs to improve his technique, and he wants to play whatever on the organ when he sits down easily, or improvise, and when he needs to have more time. So I guess I would reverse all these problems in our order, because I think the first thing is you need to find time to practice, because only if you will practice on a regular basis you can improve your technique, and only if you can improve your technique you will be able to play whatever you want and to improvise
and difficult
whatever you
pieces
want.
as well. Let me disagree politely with you, Osha.
Okay.
When you say finding enough time, and Rob writes finding enough time in these words, finding enough time. I would say making time, not finding but making. When you say I need to find more time, you say that it's not in our control, right? You're looking somewhere, and maybe you will find, maybe you will not find.
But when you are talking about making time, it seems like each like day and night lasts for 24 hours, and let's make 2 more hours, yes, per day. What do you mean by making time?
I mean that, let's say, this is a serious dream. If Rob is serious about this dream, making time for that dream to gradually happen would be his on the top of his list. Maybe not top in the very top, but top 5 things that he does in the day. Would you agree?
Yes, I would agree.
Right? So everyone can do 5 things in their day, at least for 15 minutes a day, right? If we agree on that, then finding those 15 minutes, it's not a necessary word. Actually, making those 15 minutes would be more appropriate.
But are you sure it would be enough to practice only 15 minutes a day in order to be able to play any organ composition?
Let's say you tell yourself, I will sit down today on the organ bench for 15 minutes. And you sit down, and you can continue if you feel like playing for an hour, right? Or for 45 minutes or whatever. You can. But the trick that our mind sometimes does on us is, if we cannot find or make 60 minutes of quality time for organ playing, then we don't bother to sit down at all, and say our day is wasted. But if we sit down for 15 minutes, there is a chance we will continue, for more.
So it's like cheating yourself.
Obviously, yes, we have to cheat our tricky mind, right? Because that's what we do. We seek our dream. That's what we try to do here. We take steps, daily steps. Anything else, Osha?
Well, I would say, if you really want to achieve something, you have to do it. And you have to find time. Or to make time, as you say. Because if you are not doing it, maybe it's not as important for you as you think it is.
I think it is important for him because he wrote it to us.
Yes, that's the first step, I think.
To admit that it is important to you and write it down.
But I think if you will practice, let's say, I don't know, for 60 days straight through, you will develop a habit.
Exactly, 66
of practicing,
days.
And when you will not be able to stop practicing.
You will feel not right. Something will be missing from your creative day if you don't do that activity, at least for a bit, right? For 15 minutes. Would you agree, Osha?
Yes, I agree with it.
Do you feel that you cannot function well if you don't play every day?
Sure.
What is it you feel that day if you skip practicing?
That something is missing.
And how do you react to it? Do you feel something like a different person, different character?
Well, I sort of start feeling guilt.
Guilt?
Yes.
Why?
And this is not good, maybe, I don't know, but that's what I feel.
Very Catholic.
I know, it is.
Good. But I feel that guilt too. Yes, if I skip. So therefore I try to do this first thing in the morning. Not necessarily organ playing in the morning because maybe you will be sleeping, right? If I rise earlier. But some creative activity I do first thing in the morning. Then, if something goes wrong with that day, if there is an emergency or something, or electricity disappears like it happened a couple of days before, at least I know that I did something creatively in the morning, right? The day wasn't wasted.
But still, most of the time I cannot practice in the morning. Only in summertime, in a couple months in summertime I can practice in the morning. So I have to do it after, making all over my works.
Yeah.
And it's really hard. And
But
like last school year, I allowed my only one day per week not practicing, and it was Tuesday. Because I was working straight from 8 till 6.
Did you feel the feeling that something has to change? That either you are playing too much or you're working too much?
Definitely I'm working too much.
Did you have this feeling?
Yes.
What would you rather sacrifice, playing or working? A little bit, not necessarily you have to quit your job. I'm not meaning it, but instead of working 100%, right, like you do now, maybe 90%.
Yes, that's a good idea, but you're not always, are able to do it what you want.
Right. And on days that you practice, Osha, are you happier?
Sure, of course I'm
happier.
Happy. Yes.
Did you practice today?
Yes, I practiced today.
So you are happy now?
That's right.
And I only played organ duets with you, so I'm not as happy as you are, so I better go now and practice.
Sure. Because when you practice,
miracles happen. This blog is supported by Total Organist, the most comprehensive organ training program online, where you will find courses for every area of organ playing, including technique, practice, sight reading, repertoire playing, hymn playing, improvisation, composition, music theory and harmony, with hundreds of scores and thousands of exercises. Here is what some of the students are saying.
Hugh writes, "The sight reading course has helped me tremendously. Thank you very much for your essays, courses and all your help."
Robert writes, "I found the fingerings, registration ideas and general comments to be excellent."
John writes, "I have found your download very helpful. It was really excellent. I have watched some of your teaching videos, and when I read your instructions, I tried to imagine you were teaching me. You may feel disappointed that I am 2-3 days behind, but I am a slow learner, and I have committed to taking the time to get it right, as you say. But the other night my wife commented that she had never heard me play such a detailed melody in the left hand so well. My left hand is generally poor.
Robert writes, "It has been a great pleasure in my life of having discovered your courses and material as well as the YouTube work of recordings. You have a calm and pleasant way of teaching."
Ron writes, "Hi Vidas and Osha, thank you guys. What a wonderful response to my email note to you. You've got me right, and I feel you understand my level of playing. Yes, at home, and lucky that I have an organ for that reason. I am paying attention to this, and I am going to try this haha no longer secret model. Yes, and I love Cesar Frank too. What is very nice about your blog podcast is that Osha and Vidas are like a Socratic dialogue, and by bouncing things off of each other, so much more information comes out and is expressed. Your comments contain a wealth of information and understanding. I really appreciate this. It is very inspiring and will keep us moving forward."
Would you like to receive the same or even better results that our students are getting? If so, join them at organduo.lt/total-organist. And of course, you will get the first month free too. You can cancel anytime.
Also, if you haven't yet subscribed to receive free updates of this blog, make sure you do that at organduo.lt. By subscribing, you will also receive free video, how to master any organ composition, and 10-day organ playing mini course.
This was Vidas.
And Osha from Secrets of Organ Playing.
And remember, when you practice,
miracles happen.